Twalgulapu CEAB Tiishachet. Wiatsaskachid Savambel Seedsta Muckleshoot Lingit Option. Gunachish Yait Shigasuh Yuhat Duasah Yait Na Hatsiti Dukdain Tan Hatsiti Hanakawu Ayahat. Hello, my name is Sovereign Bill and I'm Muckleshoot and Tlingit. The Muckleshoot Indian tribe historically lived throughout the Black, Cedar, Green, and White River watersheds. The Muckleshoot tribe are the signers of both the Medicine Creek and Point Elliott treaties. Our usual and accustomed area encompasses King County, including the city of Seattle. The ancestral language of the Muckleshoot is Muckleshoot Utsid, which has been spoken in this area for over 10,000 years. Today is celebrated as we are alive and strong as a sovereign nation.
Hi, my name is Mike Tulee from the YASMIN Nation, and I'm also the Executive Director of the United Indians of All Tribes Foundation. We have been in existence for over 50 years, providing important social services at the city, county, and state levels. Outfitted with 12 dedicated programs, we strive to help make our Indian community stronger. We look forward to being a part of your life here in Seattle. Finally, we at the United Indians wish positive energy and strong pride for you on this great Indigenous Day. Thank you. Take care.
My name is Esther Lucero. I am Dene and Latina, and I have the privilege of being the CEO for the Seattle Indian Health Board. The Seattle Indian Health Board celebrated our 50th year in operation this year. And what we do here is we actually provide an array of health and human services and public health services to our relatives, or we refer to our community as our relatives. So that means anything from dental, primary care, behavioral health, substance use disorder services, to an array of human services like gender-based violence support, domestic violence advocacy, homeless case management for folks experiencing housing insecurity. Additionally, we have had a strong emphasis on public health because we host the Urban Indian Health Institute, which is one of 12 tribal epidemiology centers in the nation, and the only one that actually has a national scope because we serve all the urban Indian health programs across the country. We have a strong focus on workforce development and a commitment to building our next healthcare workforce, Native healthcare workforce. Additionally, we have a history and legacy of providing policy and advocacy for urban Indian populations. So these are all the things that comprise the Seattle Indian Health Board. We center every single thing we do on traditional Indian medicine. So with that, I would just like to wish everybody a happy Indigenous Peoples Day. I want you to know that I stand in honor of our ancestors who fought so that we could be in this space at this time. And I just want to acknowledge that, that we are part of a broader community and we deserve recognition every single day. So I hope everybody enjoys their day. Every day is actually a good day to be Indigenous.
Hosio, and good afternoon. My name is Casey Sixkiller. I'm an enrolled citizen of the Cherokee Nation and also Deputy Mayor of the City of Seattle. Today, it is my great honor to welcome you to the city's 2020 Indigenous Peoples Day celebration. Normally, we would be gathering in community. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has forced us to adjust this year, but that does not mean today is any less of a celebration. Today, we raise our hands to all our relations who have helped to shape and continue to contribute to the Indigenous community of this great city. I want to also take a moment and thank Sovereign Bill for recognizing that we stand on the lands of the Coast Salish people. It is our duty to respect and honor these lands and the water that sustains our way of life. And I want to thank our partners at the Seattle Office of Civil Rights for their help in convening this important gathering. In Seattle, we know that the lasting contributions of Indigenous peoples to our city make us the innovative and vibrant city that we are today. As many of you know, we are the only major city named after a Native leader, Chief Sealth of the Duwamish and Suquamish tribes. On Indigenous Peoples Day and every day, we celebrate his legacy. Over the course of this year, I have thought often about Indigenous leaders like Chief Sealth and the resiliency of our Indigenous communities. Despite 2 centuries of efforts to assimilate us, we continue to thrive. We are, as I often say, the original resistance. I am also reminded how important it is for us to work together. In Cherokee, we call this gadugi, working as one community to build a brighter future for all. Today, we're doing that by partnering with Indigenous organizations to create a city where our Indigenous residents are centered and thriving. 6 years ago, Native advocates and allies successfully advocated for the City of Seattle to recognize the second Monday in October as Indigenous Peoples Day. As such, on behalf of Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin, I am excited to proclaim today, October 12th, 2020, Indigenous Peoples Day in Seattle. Today and every day, we must elevate the needs and celebrate the achievements of our Indigenous communities. And let us never forget or stop fighting to bring home our missing and murdered Indigenous women. Thank you again for participating in today's event. I'd like to extend a special thank you to all those who helped in organizing this celebration. Have a wonderful day, and please stay safe and healthy. Wado.
Hello and happy Indigenous Peoples Day. My name is Bobby Humes. I'm the director of the Seattle Department of Human Resources. We help connect Native communities to City of Seattle career resources and support. We want to encourage you as you celebrate, observe, and enjoy this great day to please be safe, practice social distancing, and wear a mask. Thank you.
Sagoli, my name is Norine Hill, Executive Director and founder of Mother Nation of the Oneida Tribe. Mother Nation supports the success of Native American women. We are first responders to Native women and families seeking safety and prevention of homelessness. We provide cultural healing circles for survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and sex trafficking. We provide training to the tribes. From our family to yours, we wish you all a happy Indigenous Peoples Day.
Ha matakiapi. Chante washte nape chusapi. Wakian wanatana machiapi. Ian waslaha and mataha. Ate waya gi Charles Remle, ina waya gi Donna Harrison. Ampetu kile wopila Indigenous Peoples Day wopila tankatukashila. Well, hello everybody. My English name is Matt Remle. My Lakota name is Wakian Wa'anatan. I'm Honkpapa Lakota from the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, and my parents are Donna Harrison and Charles Remle. And I'm very happy to be here on Indigenous Peoples Day, and very excited to be asked to introduce a living legend here, not only in the Northwest, but really around the country, a true fighter for Indian rights, for the rights of Native peoples, for treaty rights, Ramona Bennett from the Puyallup tribe. Ramona has been extremely active in the fight for the rights of Indigenous peoples, dating back to the fishing wars here in the Northwest, to the takeover of the Tacoma Cushman School, as well as the takeover of Fort Lawton, which is now our beautiful Daybreak Star Indian Cultural Center. In addition to that work, she was also involved heavily with protecting our children, and her work led to the establishment of the Indian Child Welfare Act. More personally, as a young Lakota here in Seattle, she's someone I greatly admire for the work that she's done, serving as an inspiration for us to live up to and carry on the work that those of her and her generation paved for the rest of us, and someone that we always turn to for different rallies and events to come support. She continues to be active today in fighting against the fossil fuel industry and for the protection of Mother Earth. So without any further ado, please join me in welcoming Ramona Bennett.
Hello, I'm Ramona Bennett. I'm a Puyallup tribal elder. I'm 82 years old, so I've got to witness a lot. And I was born in Seattle. I went to Franklin High School. I'm a member of the Puyallup tribe, and I became active with my tribe in the 60s, but before then, I got to be part of the American Indian Women's Service League, the Seattle Indian Center, and the Seattle All-American Indian Dancers. And I want you to know there was so much racism. There really were still no dogs or Indians allowed signs in the 60s. And these Indian women, just ordinary, regular moms, grandmas, young gals, got themselves together and they wanted to do a service center, offer some clothes, a little bit of food, maybe some job referrals, some social stuff, so their families wouldn't be quite so alone. Now, Seattle was a relocation center. The government, to get rid of Indians, offered some jobs and some training, and they brought Indians in from all different reservations. There were Navajos, there were Alaska Natives, there were all kind of Indians here in Seattle. And my tribe is in Tacoma, and Tacoma was a relocation center too. And so all of these Indians were brought in. Well, Hattie Kaufman really said it best. She said, on a reservation, if you're poor, somebody can go out maybe and hunt some meat, and somebody can go out and chop some wood, and your family can be fed and your family can be warm. But in the city, if you're poor, you're really, really poor. And so the Seattle Indian Center, the service center, was much needed and much utilized. And what got me involved was Pearl Warren. She found out that I could type. I learned that at Franklin High School. And so she used me to type little letters to different agencies asking for help. And so that's how I became a grant writer. And then she would send me out to represent the Indian Center. And I couldn't talk in public. In school, I never talked in class like almost all Indians. You know, I was backward that way. But with Pearl, you know, who was little tiny macaw Clallam woman, she said, when you have something to say, you'll be able to talk. And they called me Mini Pearl, and Pearl was right. She trained me to do that. And so I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to find out a lot of things. And back then, I met a lot of Indians that didn't know who they were. And I found out that there was cross-racial adoptions. When these tribes were poor, their children were removed, and the children were put in white homes, and they grew up not knowing anything about Indians, but they were Indian, and they looked Indian, and they were treated like Indians by the different institutions, employers, schools, courts, police. Indians are treated differently than other people. And so, you know, now I'm learning all of that. And we went after Fort Lawton. It was being surplused and by the federal government. And I found out that the law is if federal property is surplused, it's supposed to revert back to the Indians. And Duwamish doesn't have any land. And all of this is Duwamish land, but they don't have any of it. The titles have all been taken. And so we wanted Duwamish to have a land base. And so we really fought for that. We climbed bluffs and ran through gates and climbed fences and really resisted and fought back. And, you know, I met some very nice people in the stockade out at Fort Lawton. And I got elected to Puyallup Tribal Council. And all the stuff we were working for here in Seattle, my tribe didn't have any of it. Our tribe had nothing. No land base, no recognized rights, none of the rights from the treaty were being honored. We didn't have any educational or health services like the treaty guarantees. And see, that's what we were working for here in Seattle. Bernie Whitebear and I had written the plan for Fort Lawton, and it included clinics and schools and daycares and job training and culture programs and, you know, a lot of services. So when I was elected to Puyallup Tribal Council, I already had all of that in my head. Well, Bernie went on ahead and he finished the health board, and he did a Thunderbird treatment program. But now I'm in Tacoma, and our tribe is so poor, and there had not been a recognized, honored, respected fishery for Indian people on any of these rivers for 90 years. And this is way back in the 60s. And so this is a long, long time. And our Indian people rely on harvesting shellfish and roots and berries and the salmons to support ourselves. And one of them Indians said, you can't possibly live with dignity if you're on your bloody knees in a welfare line. We have to be able to support ourselves. And then these other Indians told me and taught me that every single river has a family of Indians, and Creator put us there to protect our brothers and sisters, the nations of salmon. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing. And there at Puyallup, the estuary, Commencement Bay, is just so toxic, so many chemicals, it's so foul. And then, of course, the Puyallup Valley is really famous farmland, and that means pesticides, that means fertilizers, that means a whole lot of chemicals. And then upstream, there's a dam that's choking the river, and the fish can't get past that dam to the spawning areas. And all of the logging caused all of the silt to come down into the river. And so now I'm on the council of a tribe that has been terminated by 3 big court cases. The tribe doesn't exist, it isn't recognized, it has no services, it has no money, it has no land base, absolutely nothing. And that, to me, is an opportunity. There is no way you can mess things up when you have absolutely nothing. So our little tribe pulled itself together and fought back. And we did do an armed fishing camp. And we did get raided. 550 law enforcement from all different jurisdictions came in and clubbed and dragged and beat and gassed and arrested and locked us all up. And what happened is, because Puyallup is right there in Tacoma, right there in the sunshine, in front of God and everyone, the press was able to take pictures and document what happened to us. That had been happening to Indians on every river, but it was in the woods, it was in the dark, and by the time the press got there, the bottoms would be beat out of the boats, everybody would already be gone. And so there would be no witnesses. But Puyallup's different because we're in town, they put Tacoma right on top of us, and so we were very visible. And that caused the federal government to be embarrassed into filing a court case, and that's known as U.S. versus Washington, the Bolt decision. And if you want to know more about that, you look under Bolt, B-O-L-D-T, 40 on your computer, and there's all kinds of interviews with all kinds of people, and you can learn more about it. And the symbol for the Puyallup tribe, the salmon, is off the front of the book, Uncommon Controversy, and that was put out by American Land Service Committee. It's an old book, but it tells a good story and gives you a really good background. You know, we've come a ways. You know, we've done a lot. Puyallup had to do an eviction of the state, which was another armed takeover, to establish a land base. The Puyallup tribe has progressed. You could say it's prospered. You know, the tribe is successful. But, you know, we're Indian people, and we do have problems. We have problems that are related to the epidemics of tuberculosis in the past, and then alcohol I regard as an epidemic. I regard the current drug problems as yet another epidemic. You know, we keep pushing forward, striving for educational programs that advance us and recognize us. You know, I remember as a kid skipping through the door, and I said, in the year of 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Columbus discovered America, Mama. And my Puyallup mother said, we were never lost. And she sat me down and explained that we had very advanced forms of government, that we had very humane ways of living, that we lived Longhouse way, that the generations took care of each other, that we never had no need for no nursing homes or no need for no orphanages, that everybody had a role, everybody had a job. The little kids could get things done. The old people could teach them. You know, we had a good system, and we had ways of harvesting salmon where we could take all that we needed, but no more. We had fish traps and wheels. That's the way we fished. You know, the white people had big boats and big nets and went out to the ocean where they could take all of the salmon from a run and no one would even know what it was. And so in ways we went backward from the way we were in the beginning. But as we've advanced forward now, we're remembering our old ways. You know, the old songs have come back, the art has come back. You know, just this morning on my phone, I was looking at pictures of Sharon Reed and her girls, and they just have cedar strips laid out. Just beautiful, and they're making things. They're making headbands. They're making baskets. They're making mats. Sean Peterson is carving beautiful, amazing story poles, and so our art is coming back. Our songs are coming back. Our clothing is coming back. The languages are coming back. The only reason any of our languages survived is because of tuberculosis. Some of the kids couldn't go to boarding school and get their little brains washed. They had to stay home with their grandparents, and they learned the language. So we've built on that. You know, now our children at Chief Leshai School, they speak the language. I don't speak the language. My mom did, but she wouldn't teach me because she got beat up in school for talking Indian, and she didn't want me to get beat up, so she wouldn't let me talk. So here my mom used to speak, and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, you know, they know the words. I just get to listen to them and enjoy them and watch as things evolve, and so proud of these Indians that worked and fought for recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day. I look forward to the day that we have a Holocaust museum. It seems like everybody else that had a Holocaust got a museum. I don't know why we always have to be last. But maybe it being first, true Americans, was enough.
This day is important because despite the vibrant culture and strengthening of tribal nations, there are still alarming disparities between American Indian and Alaska Native population and other groups in the United States. Here in Seattle, we see this gap particularly in our public schools, in poverty rates, and the disproportionate number of people who make their homes on the streets of this city. Recognizing today as Indigenous People Day is an opportunity to educate our youth and our broader community about the positive and enduring contribution of Indigenous people, as well as the ongoing challenges faced by Native Americans.
Hi, my name is Ayanna Fuentes. I'm the program manager with Unkitwa Youth Outreach Program. Unkitwa is a nonprofit in King County that services Native families and individuals. We offer services that are educational outreach, reentry, veteran support, Indigenous wellness, and youth outreach. We just wanted to wish a happy Indigenous Peoples Day from our family to yours.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Jose. I'm the Human Resources Director at the City of Seattle Parks and Recreation. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Stay safe, practice social distancing, and wear your masks.
Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, everybody. This is Susan Balbas, Director of Na'a Illahee Fund, serving the Pacific Northwest region and based right here in Seattle.
Halito, Sahochifoyet Miriam, Choctaw Sia, Cherokee Sia, Sackfox Sia, African American, and Ashkenazi Sia. Hello, my name is Miriam. I am Choctaw, Cherokee, Sac Fox, African American, and Ashkenazi, Yakaki.
Hello, my name is Sean. I'm Nuchanoth.
Haslahale, Kateri Joe, Zitzada, Ashwadabshchad. Good morning, my name is Kateri Joe. I'm Swinomish and Chlelt.
Piali, Niwanatoka Itza Shash. My name is Itza Shash, Hekakoat, Hekatkwikani. I am Indopino, Cebuano, Ipogao, Apache Mexica.
Shukpachwai, Inknash Winiksha, Mariana Harvey, Washnash Yakima Kinnick. Good day, my name is Mariana Harvey and I'm Yakima, and I was born and raised here in the Coast Salish lands of Seattle, Washington, and I have a deep love for these lands, these waters, and the peoples of this place. And I offer this song to you today, we offer this song today, called the Indigenous Peoples Day song. And I caught this song on the way to the Seattle's second Indigenous Peoples Day celebration. And I encourage anybody, all the Indigenous folks, to learn this song and share this song.